welcome to class in beautiful sunny Cancun. As you can see behind me, I've got palm trees. I have palm trees on my pants as well. So for today's class, we're going to be working on stretches for the lower back. So things to help if you have lower back pain. This is the class for you. So when you are ready, find your way into a cross-legged position. If that's comfortable for you, you could also sit on a block if you need something to give you a bit of a lift. Take your thumb and index finger together into Wisdom Mudra, closing the eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths to land here. And throughout my class, you might hear music from the pools in the background, people chattering away. And this is part of life. We are going to use our mindfulness and our breathing technique to stay in our bodies, be present here with our class today. Now breathing, think about breathing 360. So your abdomen is expanding, the sides of the waist, as well as the back. So you're really inflating out. And observe if there's any crunchy spots in your back that are really speaking to you today. Also notice if you have the tendency to tuck your tailbone and slouch, particularly when you exhale. And as you inhale, are you raising the shoulders around the ears? So you want to think about natural curvature of the spine. There's a natural S curve of concave, convex, concave, up to the top of the head. Your ears, your shoulders, and your hips should all line up with that S curve. It should feel natural, but it should also feel very stable and supported. Let's just take a few more deep breaths here, and then we'll start moving our bodies as well. As you inhale, bring those palms overhead and draw them down to your heart center, bowing your chin. Just take a moment to set an intention for your practice, however big or small it might be. And when you are ready, we'll lift the chin, open the eyes. Let's start with some side-to-side bending just to get into the ribcage. Taking one palm to your mat or beach towel, as it may be, arm high to the sky. Begin to lean over as far as you can without lifting this opposing hip. So if you're able to get that elbow down, great. It's not mandatory. Imagine you're between two panes of glass, anchoring your opposing hip into the ground. And let's go the other way. Inhale, lifting high. Exhale, going to the shade. Anchoring that opposite hip. Observing if one side is a little easier to move. We are going to repeat this. So just take your time. We're warming up slowly. Let's do it one more time each way. Inhale, 3 to center. Exhale, drop those shoulders, helicopter on over. Maybe you go a little further this time. See how that feels. And last time. Now, one of my personal favorites, seated cat-cows, taking your hands to your knees. If you happen to be on a prop, you'll want to set it off at this time. As you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, lean back, get some traction. As you inhale, lift the heart and the eye gaze. Try not to elevate the shoulders. Let's do that again. Exhale, hollow out, look to your belly. Fix your shirt. Inhale, lift your heart. Let's do that twice more. Exhale, empty the lungs. Inhale, lift the heart. Best one right now. And now we'll hula hoop around your spinal column. So little circles or big circles, all in one direction. I like to push on my knees a little bit too, just to really get some motion. One more time in this direction. And now switching. There's a pool party starting behind me. 2 more. It's the price you pay for this beautiful view. One more time. All right, I'm going to turn sideways so this makes more sense. And there you go. Cross-legged position. Take your left hand to your right knee, right arm behind you, look over your right shoulder. Think about stacking ears, shoulders, hips. You wanted some dance music for your yoga today, didn't you? Now inhale, lift your right arm and lean to the left. Center it up. Let's go in the opposite direction. Stack it. Look over your left shoulder. And lift your left arm now. Okay, inhale back through to center. Let's go ahead and take this on our backs right away. I'm going to flip around so my face is in the shade here. So flatten your feet. Bridge pose. You're going to tuck your tailbone. Lift your hips, roll those shoulders underneath you, interlace the fingers. So we're strengthening the back here. Think about strengthening the hips, the hamstrings. Lift the hips as high as you can. Visualize you're squeezing a block with your knees as you lift up. Bridge pose is so good for back strength, hip strength. Let's do 3 more deep breaths here. Wiggle those toes a little bit. Make sure you're not digging into your mat. And as you release the hands down. Hug your knees into your chest. So we're getting a little bit warmer now. Let's consider a plow pose, which is kind of the opposite of what we just did. Now let's say plow doesn't work for you today. You could put a block or something under your tailbone and just lift your legs high to the sky. Otherwise, make sure I don't kick anything here. You're going to use your core strength. Take your hands to your hips. Begin to kick those legs up and overhead. Now maybe you get to here. If your feet don't touch the ground, please keep your hands on your back for safety. Consider slowly lowering until those feet find the ground. Stretching the whole back side of your body. You can release your palms, interlace, or maybe even reach for your toes. Now you might feel one side a little more than the other. We are not symmetrical beings, that is for sure. 3 more deep breaths here. Dissolving tension. On that last one, hands back to your hips if they're not there. Slowly lower, keeping the legs as close as you can. And as that tailbone reaches the ground, plant your feet. Arms out to the sides. Give a little twist side to side. Now your feet are not touching here, just side to side. Now, from here, walk your feet in closer, lift your legs up. You're going to squeeze your knees together for a little bit of core strength here. As you inhale, tilt your knees to the right. As you exhale, come back through to center. Let's go the other way. Noticing if you go a little bit better in one direction. We'll do 3 more total. Keep those knees together. You see I pop them apart for a moment. Last 2, inhale as you rotate. Exhale as you come back up. Last one here. Now this time, plant your feet, knees together. Tilt your knees to the right. So you want to stack your knees one on top of the other. Both shoulders down. If you want more of a stretch, bring those knees closer up to your right armpit. Harder still, try to straighten those legs out. So you can grab a hold of those toes. Keep pressing that left heel long so one leg doesn't slide past the other. Keep that left shoulder down. 2 more deep breaths in this direction, then we'll switch. Gently bend the knees if you straighten. Come back through to center. Let's go the opposite way. Knees together and to the side. Lift up, straighten if you'd like. Think about pressing that right heel long. Feel that stretch in the back and the hips. More deep breaths, wringing out old stale energy. 1 more. As you come back, center up. Take your feet together now. And open your knees here. Now it's okay for your lower back to arch. Gravity will help with the stretch here. My pull-ups are getting bunched up here. If you find this really intense, you could put a block underneath each knee or move your feet further away from your tailbone. To make it more of a challenge, walk your feet in closer, turn your palms up and really feel that gravitational pull. Very important not to press that back down here. Let it be natural. Take deep belly breaths. Really feel that expansion through your abdomen. One more deep breath here, letting those inner thigh muscles release. And then gently bring those knees back through to center for eagle twists. So for eagle twists, I'm going to cross my right leg over my left. If you're able to wrap, fantastic. If not, just crossing as best you can. Take both palms out to the sides. They can be straight out like a T or down like wings. Tilt your knees to the left. Let gravity assist once again. Keep your head square on. Feel that stretch along the right side of your body. Both shoulders grounded. Breath by breath, dissolving tension. Two more deep breaths here. We'll keep the wrap as it is. And then gently go the opposite way. So reversing our eagle, you'll feel a stretch out on the left side of your body. Maybe you find you don't go quite as far. That's pretty normal. But once again, we're letting gravity do most of the work here. Just trying to relax. Final deep breath, and we'll change the crossing. Back to center. Cross your left over your right. Please go back to the right. You might find that one side wraps a little better too. That's not unusual. Be aware, become aware of significant differences from right to left. That can indicate a problem if you don't already have pain on one side. Having a symmetrical strength and flexibility can contribute to overall health, particularly in your back. One more deep breath here. And then back to center, opposite way. Feeling now that stretch along the right side of your body. We only have 1 or 2 more things to do, guys. I just want to make sure I give you a couple of tools to help with your back if you happen to have back pain and just want to know how to manage it more effectively. 2 more deep breaths. Releasing. Roll this up and over. We'll do a couple of cat-cows here. So palms under the shoulders, knees under your hips. Getting water as you need to. Fanning your fingers. Tuck your tailbone, pressing your palms down. Inhale, lift the heart. 3 more. Last 2. 1 more time. It should feel good. Excellent. Now releasing down onto your belly, bending the elbows, bringing your chest down first. That will also help with back pain to make sure that the arms are doing their work. You're not leading abdomen first. You can work that strength in increments. Now we're doing either a baby cobra, so my toenails are pressing down, my kneecaps can be lifted or not. Baby cobra, elbows come in. Think about lengthening the spine when you lift up and then lower back down. Inhale, peel up. Exhale, lower down. Now, if you'd like to go a little higher, inhale, push all the way up onto those palms. Eyes of the elbows roll forward. Shoulders away from the ears. Crown of the head reaches long out of your spine. I actually find Cobra feels really good for my back, but if you're feeling compression, check where your palms are. They should be under your shoulders, not way out in front of you. That's a different pose. It's called seal pose. This is Cobra. Visualize that length in your vertebra for 2 more deep inhales and exhales. exhale, give me a child's pose. Just sit back onto your knees. I'm gonna have my toes together, knees apart, crawl my fingers as far away from my hips as I can, and then really breathe into my back as my forehead meets the mat. I like to visualize my body as though it were a rock in sand, really sinking down, sinking. Now you can go to a cobra one more time. If you'd like to push it up a little bit higher onto the tops of the toes for what we call an upward facing dog. Notice the difference? My kneecaps lift. At any time if you're experiencing pain, you need to modify. This is a more active version of what we just did. We won't hold it for too long, I promise. Now, gently bring those knees down. Tuck your toes. Let's take a downward dog. Weight back into your heels. Now, fan your fingers. It's okay if your heels aren't on the ground. If you're here, that's fine. What I don't want to see is this. That's bad form. So you may have to walk it back a little bit. Check to make sure your feet are hip distance apart. Your palms are shoulder distance apart. You're pushing weight back into your legs. You might pedal. You might move one and then the other here. Hips side to side. If one side is tighter, maybe you hold that down for a breath or two longer. Shake your head yes and no. Make sure you're relaxing your neck. All right, gently bring it down onto those knees. Roll this onto your back one more time for a final twist. Right knee into your chest. Right arm out to the side. Hook that foot across midline. Go as far as you can without lifting your right shoulder. If you wanted to make this a bit more challenging, you could try to grab a hold of the toes and straighten your leg. Keep moving that right hip towards your left foot. You might feel a stretch in that outer right thigh as well. 4 more deep breaths. I really needed this stretch today, I'll tell you. One final deep breath. And then back to center. Let's switch sides here. Left knee in, hug it. Twist it. Gentle. And if that feels good, maybe you consider straightening. Always breathing. Relax the creases in the forehead, the jaw, the lips, and the tongue. More deep breaths, guys. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll it on up. Have a seat. Take one final deep breath. We'll bring those palms together to finish our class. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that was helpful. I'm a bit darker here at the moment. Hi. If you have any questions or comments, drop me a comment on my channel. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much.